Time is your most valuable resource, and right now you're wasting it because you're letting yourself be distracted. You're letting your attention be sucked up by your phone because you know deep down that you scrolling is transforming you from the young, energetic, adventurous person that you want to be into a mindless, actionless zombie who just consumes content. But before I get into this, my name's Joe. I've been able to quit social media and, more importantly, stay off social media for over 600 days now. And in this video, I want to help you to do the same thing. Stick around to the end of this video because there's some tactics in here that I'm going to talk about that I barely hear anyone speak about. So step number one, we need to find your mission. So why is this important? Too many people scroll out of boredom, and you need to find something to replace that boredom with, and that's the key part. In this video, I don't want to give you the generic advice on how to quit scrolling, because we all know that the best answer to that is to simply delete social media. But you know, and I know, that you'll just download it straight away. And we want to avoid that. We need to help you to quit scrolling and actually stay off of social media for good. That's what I've been able to do. But the only way I've been able to do that is by finding a mission. Now, what is a mission? A mission is something that you find valuable and purposeful and important to you that you want to pursue. And most people are going to recommend that you just do whatever the thing is that you find the most enjoyable. But I know what kind of person you are, and you might just need someone to hold your hand and just tell you what to do. The exact thing that worked for me was two things: starting the gym and having a goal related to fitness. It could be fat loss, it could be building muscle. And the second thing that has helped me more than anything in terms of my mission is creating this YouTube channel and starting to create content online. So why am I recommending these two things? It's because these two missions are goal oriented. And in the next step, I'm going to explain why you need to pick something that is goal oriented. So if you can't think of any mission in life that you would find important or valuable, then just follow these two things. Just turn your brain off and mindlessly do this, because scrolling right now is taking up all of your time and attention. And if you can focus on these two missions for your life, it doesn't have to be forever, it can just be for now. I guarantee you're not going to have time to scroll. So once you've found your mission, tip number two is you need to create anchor points. So what are anchor points? Anchor points are goal-oriented tasks that are going to basically anchor your daily routine, and they're going to craft your daily routine. So I'll give an example from my perspective. And since you're going to be following the same mission that I am on, it doesn't have to have the same end goal as I have, i.e. to help people to quit social media and to quit scrolling, which is my mission. But in terms of the anchor points with me, it's going to be the same. So I'm recommending that you create a YouTube channel and start documenting your life. And I'm also recommending that you start to have a fitness goal to work towards. What are the anchor points for me? Well, every morning I go for a walk. So I recently quit my job, and today is actually the first day that I don't have to go to work, which is a very strange feeling. But what could have easily happened to me today is I could have woken up at whatever time I wanted to wake up at, let's say 10 o'clock in the morning, and I could have just started scrolling through my phone. I could have had a very chill day. You know, I don't really need to be working. I don't need to be doing anything. But since I have these two missions in my life right now that are helping me to anchor my life down, it's meant that today I've had a very productive day, and I've not had any opportunity today to even scroll. Even if I wanted to, I've got too much work to do. So what are the anchor points for me? Waking up at a reasonable time. I woke up at 7 o'clock this morning and going for a morning walk, because one of my fitness goals is to get a six-pack. Like, that's probably one of your fitness goals as well. So I want to get a six-pack, and part of that fitness goal, part of that anchor point, means that I need to do regular cardio, regular steady state cardio. And so I went for a walk this morning, and I have been going for a walk pretty much every day, especially on the mornings. That's an anchor point. That sets the routine off for the day. What's the second anchor point? Well, my second mission is to help guys, young people online, to quit their social media addiction, to quit scrolling from social media, because that's one of the big achievements that I've managed to achieve. So I want to help people to do the same thing. And part of that means that I need to create content on that and grow this YouTube channel and spread this message out, because I think this is a super important, really valuable lesson and mission and task that I want to help people with. So part of that creates anchor points in my day, i.e. I need to record a video today, as I'm recording right now, so that I can upload a video to YouTube, okay? That's one of the anchor points of my day, is record content. Another anchor point that comes with that is edit that content. And a third anchor point is upload it to YouTube. Do you see where I'm going with this step, why it's so important? All of these anchor points are creating a task list, a workflow of things that need to be done in the day that basically creates a routine for me. And that routine doesn't allow me to have time to scroll through YouTube. Again, going back to that first tip, most people scroll because they have nothing to do. They've got time to kill, they've got time to chill, and they basically are just bored. But when you can have an important mission that's important to you, and if you can't think of one, just copy mine, then you start to create anchor points. Another one is the gym. I've not been to the gym today, but I will be going in about an hour. That's an anchor point, okay? I want to get a six-pack, I want to build muscle at the gym, I have a certain weight goal I'm trying to hit, I have a certain physique, aesthetic look that I'm going for, so that requires that I lift weights at the gym. These anchor points are essential for creating a routine, a daily routine that I can actually stick to. And again, it's all going to help me to stay off of social media. The third bit of advice is to use your phone as a tool and not as a crutch. So right now, your phone is not helping you in life at all. And it follows you around everywhere you go. It's in your pocket, you can pull it out, it's easily accessible at all points in the day. And you need to turn your phone from being this thing that is taking up your time, your focus, and your attention, and start using it as a tool to actually help you. So what are some very easy ways you can do this? Well, for me, I use my phone to record videos. So if you, again, copy my mission, i.e. your goal is to create a YouTube channel and create content on this specific thing that you're passionate about, or that you know a lot about, or that you're just interested in, you can use your phone as a tool to help record that content. And once you have that excuse, you give your body permission to just use your phone as a tool instead of a crutch with which to just consume content, then that makes it even less likely that you're going to scroll on your phone, because you actually need to use it. You need to put it on the tripod and record with it. So that is one of the things I would say that you need to do with your phone. And again, going back to those anchor points and those missions that I've explained in this video, if one of your missions is to lift weights at the gym and to build muscle and to achieve your newbie gains, you can use your phone as a tool to track progressive overload. So progressive overload is a gym term which is used to describe whether you're actually making progress in your lifts at the gym. And you can use apps or the notes on your phone to actually track to see if you're achieving progressive overload, i.e. you're lifting more than you did last session. That's all it means. And if you can track that, I use an app, it's called Strong. You can use that if you want. But if you use your phone to track that, again, you're using your phone as a tool to help you rather than a device with which to scroll and to take up your time and attention. Again, with the YouTube, you can use your phone to script videos. YouTube is just this great outlet, this great thing that you can work on, this task that can take up a bunch of time and can have some brilliant rewards. It can be a personal diary. It doesn't have to all be business related. If you're not interested in being a YouTuber, fine. But what I would say is YouTube is a great tool, almost like a personal video diary, a journal to use, that you can spend your time learning about yourself and upskilling yourself. And it's just an outlet with which to work on. Point is, you need to use your phone as a tool to help you rather than a digital crutch. And I'm just saying YouTube is a great way in which you can use your phone. You can use it to script, to record videos, to even learn from other YouTubers like how you are now. You might be watching this video on your phone, and that is a great use of your phone because you're watching educational content rather than scrolling through TikTok or Instagram or something. And the last bit of advice that I don't hear anyone talk about is avoiding the woman in the red dress. And you might be thinking, well, what does that mean? Well, I did just lie, actually. I said, I don't know anyone who talks about this. I actually learned about this from another YouTuber, and his name is Alex Hormozi. You might have heard of him before, but he talks about this concept called avoiding the woman in the red dress. Now, where this comes from is from the film The Matrix, and there's a scene where the main character is being taken through this street, and obviously if you've seen The Matrix before, or if you haven't, spoiler alert, they're all in this simulation, and there is a scene where a woman in a red dress kind of darts past him, and he kind of turns around and gets distracted for a second, and he's like, oh, it's a beautiful lady, you know, that's a really attractive woman. And then the guy that's taking him around the city is like, oh, are you sure about that? Okay, look back and check it again. And then he goes to look back at the woman in the red dress, and it turns out to be basically one of the bad guys, right? Who was like disguised as this woman, because they can like transform into anything. But that's beside the point. That is basically a metaphor for becoming distracted by things that seem to be opportunities. So when you are addicted to scrolling through your phone, you're gonna start to see a lot of opportunity. And this is something that happened to me when I used to use social media. And you start to see trading accounts, you start to see like Forex and drop shipping and the latest AI tool to make money. And you basically start to be given all these different ideas for how you can escape your current situation. Because a lot of people who are on social media, and this is where I was, are looking for kind of the next hot business that you can work on. And what this means is if right now you're like me and you maybe have a YouTube channel or you have some business that you're working on and it's kind of slow, it's not really growing that much, but you're still working on it, you know it can work because you've seen other people where it works, right? But it's kind of slow, it's not really going as fast as what you'd like it to. You start to see these other opportunities, these women in red dresses that are actually just distractions. These opportunities that dart out at you and you start switching to different things, these are distractions. Because let me tell you one thing, if I've learned anything from running YouTube or just my 4 years of being on self-improvement, one of the things that is constantly told in podcasts and videos and books is all the business models work. The only difference is how consistent and how long you can stick at those business models for. And when you're scrolling through social media and you start seeing new opportunities, you start seeing women in red dresses, and you dart to a different business, you quit one business, you quit drop shipping to try print on demand, you quit print on demand to try YouTube, you quit YouTube to try SMMA. When you change your business all the time and you change what you're working on, you change the mission, you change the anchor points, you end up in this perpetual cycle of trying to move the needle, but never being consistent with one thing for long enough. And this all comes from the ideas that are planted in your head from social media. Now, the reason I'm telling you this last bit of advice is because I think if you can understand this concept, if I've explained that well enough to you, and you can install that as a new mindset, that is going to be very valuable to keeping you off social media. One of the ways I've been able to stay off social media is with this knowledge, is with knowing that I just need to be consistent with the thing that I'm working on and not be distracted to go and try something new. Because again, that just comes from social media, it comes from scrolling. That's where you kind of find those ideas, those reels that go viral of someone explaining how to make money online, and it's some new AI thing, and you're like, oh, that sounds really good, and you flitter over to that. We need to avoid that. And when you can have this mindset of just, you know what, stick to what I'm working on, stick to my anchor points, be consistent, then that is going to be super valuable in actually getting you to stay off social media, because you kind of then want to avoid seeing these women in red dresses, these distractions disguised as opportunities. And again, it's another reason just to stay off of social media. Now, obviously, once you've implemented all this advice, and this is kind of more advanced advice, I'd say, to what I usually give out on this channel, but if you can stick to this advice, then obviously the last thing that you need to do is to remove those apps from your phone, because they're not serving you any purpose, right? You don't use them, you don't need to use them. And I would recommend you just delete them off your phone, so that way you have no temptation to click on those apps. And you can do two versions of this. You can do the bitch version, which is to hold down on the app and remove it from your home screen. That way you can still navigate and access that app, it's just not on your home screen. That's the bitch way. Or you can do the proper way, where you hold it down and you press delete app, delete data, and it's gone forever. And that's what I would recommend that you do after you implement these steps. So just a quick recap for that video, because those bits of advice were a little bit more niche and specific. I don't hear a lot of people talking about that, but finding your mission, that is by far the most important piece of advice. If you want to stop scrolling and wasting your time, you need to replace that time with something else. Otherwise, you will go straight back to scrolling. My advice for this, if you don't know what to do, is to have a fitness goal and to start a YouTube channel. Then you need to find anchor points that are to do with those missions, basically tasks that you're going to do at the same time every day that helps you to work towards that mission. And once you've got those anchor points, you can use your phone to help you achieve those anchor points. Scripting videos, tracking workout progress, recording videos, those two go together. And then the last thing is you need to just keep this in mind. The longer you can stay off social media, the less distractions you're going to see, the less opportunities disguised as distractions, other way around, the less distractions you're going to see as opportunities, you're going to see them less. And that is going to be helpful in you staying consistent and not quitting and giving up on a business for something that is new and hot right now. So that is the advice for this video. I hope you found that video helpful. If you do want more help in getting off social media, I would ask you can check the top link in the description. It's a totally free school community there that I do plan on making a paid community soon. The more people that we get in there's about 45 guys in there at the moment, and I'm wanting to get to like 100 people in there. Once we've got 100 people in there, I'm going to make that community not free anymore. It's going to be like a one-time payment to get into that community. So you can go join that and just get in early before it becomes like a paid for thing. And let me know what you think. There's a course in there as well. But yeah, thank you so much for watching the video, mate. I hope you found that helpful. Please leave me any feedback in the comments. I'm really trying to improve these videos and try and speak better, more clearly. Today, my voice has been a bit fucked, but I'm trying to give advice in a more structured and concise way without yapping as much. And also the last thing I'll leave you on as well is I have a second channel. So go check that out in the description of this video. I'll probably put it in, or if not, go check out the channel description. There's a second channel in there, and that's with like more raw, unfiltered kind of topics and conversations in there. So maybe you can find that helpful as well. Okay, mate, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.